Hello and welcome to Trending News on Atlantic TV. I am your host, Jeremiah. I'll be right back to give you the news in detail after this short break. Do stay with us. Welcome back. On to our first story for the day. No territory under terror group, says federal government. The federal government is not sleepwalking into disaster. The presidency said yesterday in a reaction to an article by David Peeling in the Financial Times. The presidential spokesman Garba Shehu in a statement condemned the writer for describing the Nigerian government as a government sleepwalking into disaster. The report claimed that President Buhari has overseen 2 terms of economic slump, rising debt, and a callous increase in kidnapping and banditry. On to our next story. Sunday Igboho to spend 6 more months in Benin prison. Chief Yomi Aleo San, counsel to Yoruba Nation agitator Chief Sunday Adeyomo, fondly called Sunday Igboho on Monday, disclosed that the Beninese government has concluded plans to renew Igboho's incarceration by another 6 months. Aliu noted that though there are no criminal charges or extradition requests against Igboho, the Beninese government has, however, taken steps to take Igboho into detention. Igboho was arrested on Monday, July the 19th, 2021 by the International Criminal Police Organization at an airport in Cotonou, the Republic of Benin, on his way to Germany. He had apparently fled Nigeria after a bloody raid on his so-called residence in Ibadan, Oyo State by the Department of State Service (DSS), which accused him of stockpiling arms. Moving on to our next story, why I visited UK, Tinubu. Former Governor of Lagos State, Bola Tinubu, has insisted that his journey to the United Kingdom was not for medical reasons. The all-progressive national leader returned to Nigeria Sunday after being away for 10 days. In a statement in the social media accounts Monday morning, he informed the public that his trip was about the 2023 general elections. He also added that he was there to consult with Nigerians and other stakeholders in the diaspora. ASUU to begin mobilization for another strike in varsities. University lecturers are heading for another strike over the renegotiated 2009 agreement with the federal government. It was learnt at the weekend. There are indications that the National Executive Council of the Academic Staff Union of University, ASUU, will meet on February the 14th to review the implementation of some of the components of the agreement and decide on industrial action. It was learned that the renegotiated agreement had 5 components, including funding for revitalization, autonomy for universities, and welfare. Moving on to our next story, Atiku donates 50 million to IDPs in Benue. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has visited Benue State and donated 15 million naira to support internally displaced persons in the North Central State. Speaking during a courtesy call to Governor Samuel Otom, Atiku also called for more support for IDPs. The former vice president also recalled how he led the very first private sector contribution to the fight against the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic, which elated and encouraged others to support the cause. He also called for peaceful coexistence between the Fulani and other tribes in the state and country. He warned against ethnic profiling, especially of criminals. On to our next story. NDLEA seizes 22,100 kilograms of cocaine, meth, others at Lagos seaports. Over 22,160 kilograms of cocaine syrup, meth, and skunk have been seized at the Apapa seaport and a notorious gang den in Akala and Moshun, Lagos State, in 2 major operations in the state by operative of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. At Akala, NDA strike force operative in their numbers with support from the military stormed 45 warehouses in the drug den. 17 suspects were also arrested for further investigations. The seizure at the Lagos seaport followed intelligences from foreign leaders and cooperation of other port stakeholders. Moving on to our next story, housewife stabs 18-year-old husband's nephew to death. A 30-year-old housewife, Cynthia, has been arrested by men of the Ogun State Police Command for allegedly stabbing her husband's 18-year-old nephew, Habib Amaru, to death over a minor disagreement. A statement by the command spokesperson, Abiola Oyeyemi, said the suspect was arrested following a distress call received by policemen attached to the Agbodo Divisional Headquarters. The report indicated that a boy was stabbed in the neck by his uncle's wife. following a misunderstanding about a mirror glass allegedly broken by the deceased. Moving on to entertainment news, Kylie Jenner announces the birth of her second child with Travis Scott. Kylie Jenner revealed Sunday afternoon that she had given birth to her second child with her partner Travis Scott. The 24-year-old Keeping Up with the Kardashian reality star initially suggested she had welcomed a baby boy by including a blue heart emoji with her announcement post on Instagram, though she declined to reveal her son's name as of yet. The mother of two posted a sweet black and white photo featuring her new son's tiny hands to mark the news, while noting that he was born February the 2nd, just one day after Kylie celebrated her first daughter, Stormi Weber's 4th birthday. Moving away from the entertainment news to news happening across Africa. Tunisia rescues 160 migrants at sea. The Tunisian Navy says it has rescued over 160 migrants at sea, most of them Tunisians. The rescue took place off the coast near Safar in the southeast. The migrants include young children who were attempting to reach Italy. Last year, more than 55,000 migrants made the crossing from Tunisia or neighboring Libya, almost double the number as of last year. Still on news in Africa, at least 10 people have been killed and nearly 50,000 displaced after Cyclone Basira tore through Madagascar. Still on Africa, Dangote Refinery unveiling Africa's top industrial giant. A new African industrial giant is emerging in Lekki. A new African industrial giant is emerging from the Lekki coastline of Lagos. The Dangote Refinery project, an integrated refinery and petrochemical plant, which is a multi-billion-dollar project, is expected to create a market for $11 billion per annum of Nigerian crude oil. At full production, the complex will have an annual refining capacity of 10.4 million tons of gasoline, in addition to 4.6 metric tons of diesel and 4 million metric tons of jet fuel, with a greater capacity than the total output of Nigeria's existing refinery infrastructure. The refinery will meet 100% of Nigeria's requirement of all refined products and also have a surplus of each of these products for export. Moving on to business news, customers transfer 8.6 trillion via mobile platform. The cashless drive of the Central Bank of Nigeria appears to be yielding dividends as electronic or e-payment has continued to gain transit in the country as more Nigerians have embraced financial transactions via their mobile devices. Last year, bank customers transferred a total number of 8.06 trillion naira over their mobile devices, representing a 164% growth over 3.05 trillion naira recorded the year before. During the same period, commercial banks processed checks valued at about 3.2 trillion naira, according to Nigeria Interbank Settlement System (NIBSS) data. This represents a marginal decline of 3% compared to 3.3 trillion recorded in the year before, 2020. Moving on to news from the sport angle, Senegal wins AFCON 2021, claims first continental title. Sadio Mane made up for missing from the sport in normal time to score the decisive penalty as Senegal overcame Mohamed Salah's Egypt 4-2 in a shootout to win their very first African Cup of Nations title after Sunday's final finished goalless at the end of extra time. Edouard Mendy won goalkeeper of the tournament, while Sadio Mane won player of the tournament and Vincent Aboubakar won the golden boot of the tournament. Moving on to health news, daily COVID-19 tracker. 36 new cases confirmed, no deaths have been recorded so far in Nigeria. Nigeria currently has a total number of 253,727 confirmed cases and 20,543 active cases, bringing the total discharge rate at 230,047, and the total death rate now stands at about 3,139. Please, as always, ensure to wear your face masks, wash your hands regularly, and by all means, avoid overcrowded places. You can do well to follow us on all our social media handles now displaying at the bottom of your screen. Until we come your way again next time, do stay safe.